Hi guys, it's Toasty and welcome to my Sims 4 speed build. And today we are going to build a restaurant. This is my first time using the Dine Now pad. The Dine Now game pad. I recently just purchased it and I haven't built anything like a restaurant yet, and so this is like my first time doing so, but I have played a little bit of pre-built restaurants that I downloaded off the gallery, so I think I know what makes a restaurant work. But anyway, so far I've game tested this as well, so yes, the build kind of works, but because I wanted to have it quite small, some of the stuff on the build might be too like cramped for it to work 100%, but so far what I've tested, everything works fine. So a little bit about this build. What I wanted was to make a restaurant that is in the middle of the woods, and also it's gonna have a little bit of a living space added in. Also, I kind of sort of partially inspired by, I don't know if anyone's watched it, SIMS Supplies did a build one time that is called, I forgot what's it called. I think it's like a watchtower. Was it SIMS Supply or was it Delhi? I can't remember. But anyway, there was a watchtower build I watched quite a few months ago, and it has a similar look to it, I think, this build, because I remember the other build had a lot of these outdoor railings and black borders, and my build here also has quite a lot of that going on, so I think I might have just like be inspired a little bit of the build that I watched. Do correct me if I was mistaken. It's actually not SIMS Supply or someone else's. But anyway, it was like, I think it used to be like a fire watchtower and that sort of idea. So I had that in my mind when I started building it, and I think at first I thought I wasn't going to build a restaurant. I was just gonna turn it back into a living space because it is really small. I wasn't sure that with the certain items in restaurants that you have said the kitchen, cooking space, and also the station for all the different like waiters and waitresses. So there are some items for a restaurant to work. There are certain items that you need to be included for a restaurant to work, because that's just the way the game works. So I wasn't really 100% sure that if I was able to put everything into the build and have it functional, because it's so small. That was one of the key points that I was really suspicious, that I was concerned if I was able to turn this into a restaurant. But I went through it, and the end result, yeah, it worked. It sort of worked. I mean, there are some bits and pieces. I did change a little bit of some of the stuff, because when I tasted it, it didn't actually work properly, but I would say 80% of it works. The only thing that really concerns me when it comes to like function is the living space. You see right now that I'm putting a door onto the living space. Yes, that's all you're gonna get. I really want a living space because I really do not like, one of the things that I don't like about Sims 4 is the waiting period between when you change into from once there is that thing, and you can't just seamlessly move your scene from one house to another. You have to go through this like waiting screen, and it's really annoying. I don't like waiting screens, so I usually, if I play a scene that owns a shop or have a restaurant or anything, I just leave my scene on the lot. And I usually add a little bit of a living space within the build. And for this, I wanted to do that, but I didn't want it to stood out too much. Like my previous build, which build was it? I think it was the takeaway build, when I built a house next to the takeaway, and it was really obvious that some living space next to it, because I designed it in a way that looks as if it's a drawing terrace house, etc. But for here, I didn't want the living space to be so visible, so it was quite nice because I just had that little bit of a square space underneath the built on top, and it kind of looks almost like a base, like a pillar that's supporting the structure, and doesn't look too much like a separate building, so it's not going to distract from the overall aesthetic of the build, but in the same time I just wanted something to be functional. It's very small. It actually does contain a full-size 3-piece bathroom. Like, it has a shower, I'm not seeing now. I'm trying to figure out the configuration. I'm so tempted to actually put in a double bed. I was this tempted, but I was like, no, there's no way I can put a double bed in and also have a full bathroom. I wanted a full bathroom mainly because I just thought it looks kind of more realistic in terms of imagine somebody living there and also owning a restaurant on top. It just looked more realistic than you going all the way to the customer bathroom. That was just a bit weird. I thought a bit weird. But yeah, you see me testing that with my theme, and yeah, it totally works. I don't think I show it, but I added a little ice box also next to the bed. It works. You can get to the shower, the bed, and also the ice box quite easily, but I did one time open up the game while I was testing it. That didn't, for whatever reason, didn't work, but I closed the game and opened it again and it worked. It's very weird, isn't it? It's like, I don't know, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't so much work. But never mind. But mostly, I say 8 out of 10 times it works. So it's good enough for me. I'm not gonna go for like redesign everything, because I do like the fact that it doesn't take up that much of a footprint. I'm not a very patient person, and also I'm not very good at building giant builds. So I feel like my speciality is smaller builds. So yeah, you can see here, I can't remember what these are called. I think these are called I have no idea. It's like one of those welcome desks. When the Sims come to a restaurant, they have to go through that desk to get seated, and that is the position. I changed the position because I forgot. I think it was almost at the end of the build that I remember that I don't have a public toilet. So I got rid of that, added a public toilet, but I did move it a little bit because the configuration you see in the build actually didn't work. Like, this station needs quite a bit of a distance in terms of like your worker Sims actually be able to stand behind it and also have enough space for the customers to come in and also stand in front of it. So you have to, when you build it, I'll suggest leave enough space for that station for it to work, because it just doesn't work sometimes. If your Sims are unable to seat a customer, they just won't be seated, and then you will just open up a restaurant. You'll be open for business, but nobody's getting seated, so you're just losing out money that way. So it's not that fun. So another thing that you have to look out for when you build these things. This is a very small kitchen. I was going to make it more realistic, like putting fridges and stuff, but I really do not have time. We do not have the space for it, so I just left it as it is, like this, without a fridge. Part of the reason why I added a freezer box in the living quarter, because there's no fridges, so my Sims aren't able to actually eat. So that's awkward a little bit. In terms of dining, the design I had in mind was kind of a bit of a alfresco dining plus kind of a informal kind of situation. I also kind of imagined the menu to be a bit more like a upper echelon, like more posh version of a burger joint. Basically in UK there's this burger joint called Byron, and also some other like more posh version of the burger joint. I just had that idea in my mind when I was building it. Like at first I did call this place a Nature's Shack, or I can't remember, Nature's Zen or something, and it didn't really quite fit. I thought I was gonna build a vegetarian place, but when I was building this, and the personality of the build just comes through, and it didn't feel quite fitting with the vegetarian outlook. I don't know, but it's just, I think it must be the black lines and also quite rigid kind of feel to it, that I feel like this is probably one of those posh burger joint that has organic tomatoes and free range chickens and stuff like that, which is good. I mean, I actually do prefer eating more organic stuff and free range stuff, but you know, it's not a McDonald's burger joint. It's more of a like £10 burger place. When you compare like a Big Mac and a McDonald's meal, which costs like what, £4. To be honest, I have no idea how much they cost. I'm so bad at this because I have not gone to McDonald's for so long. But I do know a very fancy, well, not very fancy, but mid-range burger joint, which is, I'm sort of basing this off. They cost about, a plate of food, like a burger and a side, costs about like £10-12. So every time you go, and probably you have to pay about £20 plus like drinks and stuff included for a meal, which is I would say a mid-range meal. Like that's what you get when you go to London. At least I'm basing the price on London. Obviously if you don't live in London, you live in some like Edinburgh stuff, that the price might be a little bit different. I don't know, but in London that's about the average going out price if you want to sit somewhere that's kind of nice. But yeah, sort of not McDonald's, but nice, slightly nicer than McDonald's. I'm kind of rambling about prices and food. I do like food. I do want to build quite a lot of different restaurants from now on, because this is I bought this new game pack, so obviously I'm really interested in playing it to its fullest. And also the fact that I really enjoy building restaurants. It's just, and I also enjoy having my Sims owning restaurants. I don't know, me and catering industry is like, I've worked in it so many years, and I do not have the best impression of most catering, like job wise. Like if you're a waiter or any sort of like one thing that gets me more annoyed is people not respecting the service industry, like especially the catering industry. Like people go to a restaurant and they'll be rude to the waiter or waitresses. They will be rude. They'll diss the dishes in front of everybody. I just don't think it's a very nice thing to do. Because I have worked in that sort of industry, so for me it's not something that I feel like it's a good thing to do. But I don't know why. I mean, it seems I do want to own a restaurant. I was like, in real life, I probably would never want to own a restaurant. I wouldn't say never ever, but it's close to like not wanting. If there's a choice, like if it's a choice that's not life and death, I wouldn't own a restaurant. Like if you give me a choice of, obviously if you put a gun to my head or something like that, if you don't own a restaurant, you gotta die. Now obviously I won't own a restaurant or working or whatever really, but if it's not a desperate situation, I would not choose to own a restaurant. But for some reason in The Sims, I enjoyed it. Maybe it's because it's not actually that stressful in The Sims. Like the customer doesn't talk back, or there is no drama, and I just felt like it's so much easier. Sometimes it just feels like I wish the real world is as easy like The Sims. It's probably not going to be that fun, to be honest. Like every single Sim character doesn't have that sort of autonomy that we have. It's actually quite a sad existence thinking about it, and also thinking about the fact that what I used to make my Sims do, especially I think it was Sims 2 that had that cheat with the tombstone. I don't know if anyone remember that. But in Sims 2, I think it was Sims 2. Yeah, definitely it was Sims 2 that had that cheat tombstone. I don't know how to describe it, but you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with your Sims when you cheat with that use that cheat. Like now, obviously, I kind of miss that tombstone. I kind of really wish that Sims nowadays also had it, but I guess a lot of the different cheats are already being built into the games. Because I remember in Tombstone you are able to get male Sims pregnant by other male Sims and female Sims, I think, and then you can turn it on and off, that thing. And now you can do that in just like the regular. You don't have to cheat to be able to do it in Sims 4 now. I know it's the same mechanics, but I felt like when you are able to cheat it, it felt more satisfying to do it. I don't know, I just feel more excited when it's kind of like, I think the game not supposed to do this, therefore blah blah blah. It'll make it more like exciting to do it, like if it's not something that's allowed technically, or they didn't design it that way. But yeah, anyway, the landscaping of this build is not extreme at all. It's totally very easy and very simple. I didn't want it to be too over the top because first of all, I'm not very good at landscaping anyway, and second of all, I just want it to be quite easy looking. I wanted just a building that's kind of small and tall, but quite charming looking, but and also modern. I didn't want too much of in terms of landscape. I just felt sometimes when I overthink about the landscaping, especially when I overbuilt, like if I fill up the whole entire build with a building, it just doesn't look as good as what I've could have done, left it like this, like less plainer, but just strategically placing a few bushes and trees and shrubs and stuff, instead of going over the top and built everything onto the lot. I don't know. I just feel like it's probably better like this than that. It's just the way my style works. I've seen quite a lot of different builders. Who would I think is a very good builder in terms of landscaping? I think Freezer Bunny. I don't even watch his channel. I really enjoy the way he landscapes, because he's very good at like patterned landscapes. Like there's one build he did that was like a Taj Mahal inspired build where all the garden was impeccable, and he did quite a lot of these ginormous mansion build that I don't know how he has the patience, because I don't even have the patience to build like an hour, 2-hour build. Like I just don't. I go for the 20 by 20, 20 by 15 lots. I don't go past like maybe the mid-range. Like I don't know how he does it. Sometimes people are crazy. People be crazy. Yeah, here's me adding that extra bathroom because I remembered that I have to actually give the customer a bathroom. That sink actually works. I've seen people done it like embedding some of these into it. Yeah, I see me using the same to make sure that it works. So everything works. Yay! And I think I'm pretty much done for the build. I'm pretty sure that's it. Like I game tested it, and I have edited, added and deleted a few little things to make sure everything worked perfectly. So the version you download online will be the one that I've managed to make it work. So I hope, fingers crossed, that it'll work for you as well when you download it. If not, just change it a little bit. So yeah, here's some screenshots of the build. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Yeah, I added that little bit coffee place as well. I didn't put it in the video because I forgot to record it, sorry. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this build. And if you download it, let me know how it goes. And if you have any suggestion what you want to see me build next, leave it in the comments as well. Thank you so much for watching this build, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.